Welcome to Digitized Desperadoes, episode 11. Today we're going to discuss Interstella 4-5, the story of the secret star system, and Grenadier. This
So,
is, of course, after some technical difficulties.
yes. Yeah,
Well,
we
10 minutes
got like
worth of
10 minutes
audio.
in, realized, hey, this wasn't recording either Mitch or Connor's voice, so whoops. Let's just go over.
If we skip over anything, sorry, we might have discussed it before, but we didn't get
We'll
too far.
just briefly go over what we've gone over beforehand. So,
We discussed the production of it, how Daft Punk actually, it was their idea. They approached Leiji Matsumoto, the guy who made Captain Harlock, and about how they used the actual track listing for the Discovery album, and we all liked it.
yeah, it's pretty good. But we were still talking about it, so
Oh yeah, we're still going.
we thankfully only lost about 10 minutes. So that's
so
pretty
here
cool.
you go. Now you're
It could
gonna
have been
go.
worse. We could have discovered this like an hour in.
Oh
and
no,
then
yeah.
That's why we trust Max as our audio.
Why would you
technician.
trust me as an audio
Yes.
technician?
Because you're the only one who knows how to use that crazy device.
It's not that hard.
Okay, you'll give
Shut
us
up.
a tutorial later. Right now, we're talking
All right.
about Interstellar.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're gonna bully
Interstella
Max
5
later.
5.
Wait, I just realized the woman is named Stella. I want to die.
You didn't realize that?
I just realized.
She was the only name I remembered.
Yeah, because
I'm so angry.
Angry.
Oh no. I mean, I knew Earl Day Darkwood because they actually typed it out.
yeah, I know there was all the band members they showed out when they first brought them to Earth.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And there's like a little like flash thing of like each member of
Meet
their
the
names and like
band.
giving them like fake places of birth and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Oh really? I only
When it's
saw
like the
Stella's
first
name.
being introduced to the public.
yeah.
Wow.
And they gave him like a likes and dislikes thing.
I remember the likes and dislikes. Yeah,
Yeah, it was on that page.
Didn't look good enough then. I should have paused then. You don't pause in this thing. It's a music video. Come on, you gotta get the
Yeah.
flow.
I rewinded and paused and looked at those.
Yeah, I might go back
Did
and
you
do
make notes of that?
I just
Okay.
thought it was funny that the one guy's name was Beryl.
Barrel.
Barrel.
Yeah, it was the flippin' weird
The
comic
short drummer with like the goofy
Yeah.
mouth.
And then he takes off his shirt and he's ripped.
Yeah, he's got that the fat buff.
Um,
It's a weird archetype.
it really is.
Fat buff, isn't that just like strongman? Like world's strongest man type build? Like they're all like
Yeah,
really
it's like a
wide,
legit-
but they're jacked.
I
Like
mean,
the
like there's
legit
also like
strong- yeah,
sumo
like the-
wrestlers.
The guy who plays the Mountain in Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
he's
exactly.
like gigantic. I think they call that a bear. They don't. I'm joking.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Moving
I
on.
like how in universe the human band is just playing one more time,
all the time.
and that's it.
That's the only song they ever do.
Like we see them play I don't know, they do a montage, so they had to have been to multiple concerts, and they're just playing one more time.
Well, maybe that's like
it
their
goes
opener
all
to
the
all
way
their
up to the
set.
top of the charts, and it's like that's the only song they have.
It's like how Europe is like this really cool like metal band, but because of obligation, they have to play the final countdown for every single set they do.
Yeah.
That's what I think about that all the time of like bands who have like one song and it's like you have to play this all the time and
wasn't
then
it
no one
Billy-
gives a shit about any of your other music.
Billy Joel and the Piano Man.
Oh no, Billy Joel has a
That's
Apparently
different.
apparently
It's like,
he gets sick of it. He at one point got sick of it and now is just like, well, the fans really like it, so I gotta do it.
I mean, have you guys ever looked into Ween?
Ocean Man.
All I know is
the
Ocean
band
Man.
who did Ocean Man.
That's all I know is Ocean Man. I'm not gonna lie.
Their discography is thorough political satire, all different genres. Every album they do is a different genre. It's crazy. They're really talented.
But
Wow.
What they're known
no
for is
one
flipping
knows them for
Ocean.
anything except for the SpongeBob movie credits theme.
I mean,
Ocean Man.
Ocean Man is a fantastic song. Don't get me wrong, but they have other music.
Yeah, but Ocean Man though.
It's a good song. Look at the lyrics. Sometimes they're crazy.
No, I like Ocean Man. I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's
I
basically a
know.
meme song, and that's all
Oh, it
they've
is.
got.
Definitely.
There's that great moment. I think I told you guys this, but I was scuba diving with my sister and my dad, and it was in the height of when the Ocean Man meme was in its popularity. And my sister just looks down at me. We're underwater. You can't talk or anything like that. And she just extends her hand to me and mouths like she takes the breather out of her mouth and just mouths this Ocean Man. And I start laughing underwater, which is terrifying but also hilarious.
That's fantastic.
There's no better time to do that meme
Ocean Man.
than actually scuba diving.
Scuba diving in the ocean.
Oh man,
Prime
that's
time
great.
to do it.
Yeah.
We had a whole Ocean Man segue on this.
It's fine. It's fine.
We're
It
making up
happens.
for lost time with the great memes.
Yes.
I actually have a lot more to say about this. I really like. Okay, the feeling I got from like the first like minute of the movie is, well, it's not a movie. I call it a movie. It's not really a movie.
Experience.
It's
Album.
an experience. It's an album, yeah.
Music video.
But from the first like minute, I got the impression that this was like. Have you ever had nostalgia for something you've never experienced?
I
I
can't
don't
say I've
know.
had any experiences like that, but I've heard that before.
Because like in the first 10 minutes, I was like, this feels like old like 70s sci-fi. I feel like I'm watching like anime flipping Star Trek or something, like the corny old one, It was very simple. It's very effective. Like people like the guards being distracted by the band so they don't notice,
Yeah.
this giant
Yeah, I
ship
love that.
coming in.
Like, just
There was a lot of
the,
very
like,
early
guys at
sci-fi
NASA
tropes.
do not realize they are being invaded because One More Time is such a
Oh,
good
look,
song.
the fun police have arrived.
Yeah. But then you get the scene with like, oh, they're kidnapping the people and like everyone's asleep and they have like a sniper rifle aimed at the guitarist, I think.
It was like a
crazy.
crossbow with like a sleep dart
Yeah, it
on
was a
it.
crossbow, you're right. I forgot.
And he like builds it, puts it together, and then fires.
And then they flipping, okay. When they first went to Earth and they whitewashed them, I started panicking. I'm like, what are we watching?
Well, no, I've seen that before because I've seen like the
I've
music
seen
video
the music
for Harder,
video
Better, Faster,
yeah.
this scene thing for Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger before.
But I never
Yeah,
knew it
'cause
was
the-
like going on.
Well, okay. That's why I think I mentioned before, maybe in the other thing, that I think there's actually a lot of depth to this movie, which you might think, what? But I think there's definitely like a legitimate theme to this, because of course
yeah.
you have big bad producer guy taking the creative, interesting, weird band and
Yeah.
making them normal, making them boring, making them
Yep.
fit the popularity of
I was
2000
actually that was like one of the few notes I actually had on that.
That's the theme. There it is.
Then you have to look at like, oh, the woman is being treated the worst because of course she is,
Yeah.
and screw stuff like that. And then you have like, oh, the one fan, he's not a hero or anything, he's not like a cop. He's just a fan who's really passionate about these guys and really just wants them to be themselves and is just going way too far out of his way to support them.
Yeah.
Like, literally getting himself killed in the process.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
But they give him a statue at the end.
Yeah, the flippin' statue. Oh my god, I was so happy. I was like, kind of had tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh, Shep, you're such a man.
The best.
I love Shep.
I think my problem with that is I wasn't entirely sure about Shep's like relationship with the band. Like I didn't know he was just a fan for like a little bit. I thought he was like in the band but just wasn't playing that night. I was kind of confused on that.
That's one of the things that I really like about this is that they tried a lot of really conceptual things. Like first, it's literally just a music album played over anime.
Yeah.
Second, there is no dialogue track. There is no spoken dialogue.
The only sound effects are like lightning and car noises.
We'll
Yeah.
get to the car noises.
Like it's thunder and cars. And
You mean
rain.
car? There is one car noise, Mitch.
No,
Oh,
there's
yes,
they make
true.
I think it's the same car, but it makes multiple noises in different scenes.
Well, I meant the tire squeal noise they
Yes,
use like
it's that
4
noise.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sound effects are just they're
Also,
not
can
great.
let's just not forget that the security guards were Terminators.
Oh yeah, they were.
Like literally, they do the scene of the guys wearing sunglasses and the red eye glowing behind the
Yeah.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
They straight up do Terminator.
I think that's to add to the whole like 80s, 70s nostalgia.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that this
They're
is
really
trying
going
to
for the-
Terminator.
recreate.
Remember the Terminator?
But yeah, the movie kind of lost me near the end because
There was one thing about the end I want to mention. There was just that weird recap of the whole movie and like
yeah,
That's
that
where
was,
it
and it's
kinda
like,
did
why
lose
would you
me
do
for a
this?
little
I've
bit.
seen the movie. I'm watching
You know-
it right now. I don't
you know
need a
what I-
recap.
okay. I think that's a problem of the original album because the song "Too Long" is way too long. It's 10 minutes long, and it's exactly as they play it in the flippin' anime. It's just kind of boring.
It goes for a while.
I mean, it ramps
There's a
up.
point where
good-
they just stopped subtitling the lyrics because it just kept going.
Yeah, for like 3 of the songs, it just because one more time they just say one more time a million times. Yeah, but I think they did well with the very last like minute of Too Long is really intense and kind of emotional, and it does really well with like the revealing of the statue and everything's happy again. And like the Earth, oh, I loved the part with the Earth, and they're all fans of them. They had some kids with blue face paint. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they found
That
success.
alien blackface.
No, it would.
I think it'd be more like a sports thing if you.
Am I
Yeah,
right?
it's more like a insane
Am I
clown
right?
posse.
Is it
That's
better
also,
not to question these things?
That's also different, Max.
Like,
also
no,
very
no, their
different.
faces are just like that, right?
Wait, what do you?
What do you mean?
The insane clown posse, their faces are just like that.
Yeah, okay.
They're aliens.
Just don't let them become the twin presidents. Anyway,
That's
enough about
our future.
enough
Fago
about
for
Bad
everyone.
The United States and Juggalo.
Anyways, yeah.
One thing I noticed. Okay, I already loved the album Discovery. I actually was listening to this like last week before I even recommended this. Before I even had an idea to recommend this, I was listening to the album Discovery, and I'm like, holy crap! There's some really good songs on this album. Like, I love Digital Love. I love Face to Face. Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. You can't go wrong. Aerodynamic is underrated, but I noticed that after watching that movie, I went back and re-listened to some of the songs. They do a lot better than the songs give them. Like, if you listen to the songs and if you try to affix an emotion to them, like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Some of them are very vague and like slow because it's house music. There's not a lot going on. But I went back and I re-listened to Voyager, and Voyager is the song that plays when they bury Shep, and I was like, oh my god, this is emotional now. Like
Because now you have something to attach it to.
right. It's so perfect because it's a perfect companion, and it was
Yeah.
actually Daft Punk's idea. So like, this is what they wanted.
This is
for
what
their
they
song.
had in their head when they were making it,
Right.
and now we have it in our heads.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I actually made a note of this. Like I'd like it if more musical artists did stuff like this. Of just
I would
like, hey, long extended version of like a music video for an album.
I would freaking dig
Give it an album and give it a whole story. I'd love
Well,
that.
It
I don't know
mirrors
who
a
would
lot.
do it.
It mirrors a lot of the. I know who would do it. It mirrors a lot of the like 70s and 80s progressive rock had a lot of things called the concept album, where they would have basically one continuous album that followed a story.
Oh,
or
okay,
narrative.
so like
Yeah.
The Wall or
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
Pink Floyd is an excellent example of that because "Wish You Were
The
Here"
Wall is literally a loop.
right. Yeah, and "Wish You Were Here" is all about Sid Barrett. But
They have multiple songs about it.
the example I was specifically thinking of was The Who. They have an album called Quadrophenia, and it actually got a movie in 70s, 80s.
They also
And
did
I
a
almost
Pinball
recommended
Wizard,
that
didn't
too
they?
because it's apparently a fantastic movie. It's a great album. But yeah, it's a thing. It's dead, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
So wait, what do you mean you know who would do it? Because
Yeah, The Who. The Who did it.
oh, Okay.
I don't
I
know
feel
any other.
Kanye would do something like this. Kanye West would probably do something like that.
I
Where
feel
he
like
just
he would
gets a
try it
full
and then
anime of
like
his
give
music.
up halfway through.
I mean, oh, now that I think about it, actually, Grimes. Yes, that Grimes who flipping dating Elon Musk.
Oh no.
Uh,
Dating this episode.
Grimes did the
Hard.
a 20-minute music video thing that's on YouTube, so I recommend you check that out. It's really weird. Like
Not a
everything
fan
she
of
Did you
does.
show this to me already? I think
the
you might have
music.
shown this to me already.
No, I didn't show the 20-minute one. I showed one of the 7-minute ones. She does a lot of weird music videos, but she actually did like a short film.
So is that all we got to say?
I kind of don't have that many notes for this one, actually.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at stuff, I really appreciate a lot of the things they do. I love how creative it is. I love the no dialogue, but there's not much to say. It's a simple.
It's a pretty simple,
simple but
straightforward
good.
music video movie adaptation.
For everything it could have been, it could have literally just been a glorified music video, but I think it's a lot more than that. They actually managed to put meaning into it. They did cool camera angles. They did good CG. It's great. It's a great time. I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty fun.
It's fun.
I guess, are we doing ratings?
Sure. You have nothing else to say.
I guess I'm not sure because I wasn't too
no,
familiar
I'm
with
having
the
trouble
album
with this
going
too.
in. I think overall it's a 7 out of 10. I would have liked it more if I was more familiar with the Daft Punk music and stuff like that. All I know is their greatest hits, really.
Just go listen to Discovery for the rest of your life. It's fantastic.
Sounds like a way to get every single song ruined if you were to only listen to those.
Okay. Go and listen to the whole album in a row without the movie and just enjoy it.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
That's my recommendation. Yeah. I would give this probably an 8.5 out of 10, maybe less, maybe an 8, but it's fantastic. I want to go watch it again. Really bad.
I was thinking 8 too myself.
I want to get the Blu-ray of it, actually. I think we're going to go buy it.
I really like it. It's simple, but simple and good. You know, you don't have to be too complicated.
I don't know. I don't know why I gave it a 7. I think it's an 8, actually.
It's an 8.
It's great. It's a great movie. You guys didn't seem that hyped about it at the beginning, but I'm like, it's so good.
No, it's really good.
It's pretty good.
I enjoyed watching it. So that it? Moving on?
Now on
do you want to move on?
Is it time?
It's time for Grenadier.
Max, we have questions.
We have things to say.
Max, who is this friend?
Why do you trust them entirely on word of mouth?
Who is he?
It's Jared.
Explain yourself.
That segment of the episode.
Explain yourself, Max.
I have no idea. I told him my opinions on the show because I would assume they're similar to yours.
Oh yeah.
And he was just like, I don't know, man. I just kind of remember liking it.
Oh my god.
It wasn't a glaring recommendation at all. It was just a random recommendation.
I was thinking there's two possible options for this. One, he did this on purpose because he wanted to trick you into watching a bad thing. Or two, he just has bad taste. Either way.
Oh man, I'm sending him this episode now.
Now it just sounds like he watched it when he was a kid or something, or when it aired.
I think he watched it when it aired or just on TV.
You know, a good 14 years ago. Yeah, this aired on TV.
This is definitely like a Toonami dub or something, because it was not a good dub.
Oh, I can't imagine it being a good dub. The sub was alright. Actually, the sub was good. The dude Yajiro is Zoro from One Piece.
Yeah, I was about to say initially I was like, is that Viral from Gurren? And I'm like, no, he's Zoro from One Piece. Okay.
Did you watch the sub of Gurren?
Yeah.
You did?
Whoa.
Yes. Even I didn't.
It's a good dub.
It's a great dub.
Go rewatch Gurren.
I guess hey, you're giving me an excuse to watch Gurren again.
I will always give you an excuse to watch Gurren again.
I need to watch the movies, but I can't because they're sub, and I'm like,
I watched them subbed, and I liked them still, but I think they would be even better dubbed.
Oh no.
They have the same voice.
Notice
Like,
how we're
identical. She
talking
doesn't
about
do anything
literally
different.
anything else.
Okay, so let's discuss Grenadier. I have a lot of notes for this.
I also too. I'll get into the physics of this show later,
I think
but
I
that's
stopped
its
taking
own
notes
thing.
after a while just
There
because I
are
wanted
no
to get this over with.
physics, Max.
Let's just say like I have many problems with that.
Okay,
So this is a
let's
female
start it-
Vash
let's-
the Stampede, but not as good.
No, it's worse. This is a woman who claims she is a pacifist, but consistently shoots real bullets at people.
Yeah.
Like,
But non-lethal, though.
Vash just doesn't shoot.
Vash just runs away.
Yeah.
I've watched one episode of Trigun, and even I know enough that Vash doesn't kill people. He just avoids conflict entirely.
I think I need to read some of my notes verbatim. I really
ahead.
liked how one of the first lines of the actual. I think the first line after the opening was, "It was a time of war."
I think it was something like that, yeah.
Like what? Like, okay, first of all, like, really? Was it? Was that all that was happening? Just war? Okay.
I still don't know the setting or time that this
Oh, no, yeah,
show
no,
takes
no, like,
place.
this is a time where samurai and AK-47s exist simultaneously. And, I'm just
And
like,
also
wow.
sci-fi shit.
The implication is that in the beginning, like in the very first episode, is that this is like right when gunpowder and guns became a thing in Japan, like flipping the last samurai, like the samurai are becoming outdated, and like Yajiro is like, I'm one of the last samurai, and I'm cool because I choose to use a sword.
And then
But then you have dudes with AK-47s
and then you
Uzis.
got like freaking mech shit.
And then you get introduced to the king, who is the first villain, and he just has a mech suit. And that's it.
And he's
That's
shooting
fine.
air at people, like compressed air.
And then
it's
there's the
killing people.
jester. The jester, the guy who like flies that is not explained
And teleports.
and like reads people's minds. I think. Is that a
I
thing that
don't
happened?
know.
Ugh.
Okay, let's talk about the characters because I think that's a good place to start.
It probably is.
I hate the main character.
Yeah.
I hate her. She's
I mean,
terrible.
she is
What's the bullet
overpowered
off
main
her titties?
protagonist to the extreme.
So she plays into so many tropes that I hate. Like, first of all, she's the clueless female, like, oh, I want to take a bath. Like, I have
That's
the
like
body-
literally every episode too. It's like
She
a
does that
weird
all the
trope
time.
that
takes
they
a bath
do.
in every episode, and then they have the audacity to do a hot springs episode.
No, she's in a hot spring in episode 1.
It's a
That's where we
brothel,
first see
actually.
her.
No, I meant in one of the episodes they actually like go to a place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When they first
like-
meet Mikan.
Why? No, that's different. That's literally a brothel.
Yeah, that was
true.
literally a brothel.
I think I was talking about like episode 3 where they go to when the flippin' Joker
Why is the
attacks
plot
them
of
and
this
wounds
show-
the innocent woman.
Okay, that one, right.
Why is the plot of this show motivated by hot springs, like,
Bathing.
often? Like,
Okay, let's
the whole
let's
show.
Let's continue with the characters because we'll get to the theme of the show later.
Well,
So
I
we
think
have Yajiro. Yeah,
I think the main character's plot is just hot springs.
Yeah, the main character, literally her only motivation is, I want to see my woman friend named Tenshi who exists and is not corrupted at all. And also, I want to take a bath. But anyway,
Something
That's
peace.
pretty much it.
but Yajiro, I actually really like Yajiro.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I think he's actually really well written for
I mean,
a male
he's like
protagonist
slicing
of an
bullets in
action
half
show.
in the first episode. Like,
And then he does nothing for 10 episodes.
there's like, okay, so this is weird. He's like actively slicing bullets in half, right, in the first fight. And then
Yep.
there's a part where they need to get money. Like the whole plot, the
Yeah.
whole episode's plot
Yeah.
is they need to get money, and they do a street performing thing where she shoots his sword, and he's like scared for some reason, even though he's demonstrated that he can just slice bullets. I don't.
You're right.
I don't. I can't
Okay,
even.
That's another thing I wanted to get to. That was episode 4. It felt like filler.
Yes, and then it
And
like
then we get into
episode
like
4.
old complaints of mine of why does a 12-episode series need filler?
I think episode 4 is actually filler. I can't prove this because there's no information about this anime
it feels
anywhere
like
on the internet, but it feels like filler. It's never mentioned again. The plot is you laugh, you lose, gone violent.
yeah.
It's bad.
Gone violent, gone sexual.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But anyway, I like Yajiro, but he literally gets one serious fight scene.
And it's at the end.
And I know what you're thinking. No, the scene with the flippin' the jester wasn't in a serious fight because he just hugs him at the end. But we'll get to that
He
later.
fucking like spears him off it like through a glass and then like kills him because they basically just fall to their.
I think the coolest scene with Yajiro is when he fights his one of his former teammates, not Fuka, the other one. When he's going into the castle.
I think yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember that fight very well.
She has the weird cloth, and he's like, "Oh, you have a sword in there. That's way too heavy for a normal sword."
Oh no, okay, no, that part I did have a problem with. It wasn't a sword; it was a gun, right?
Right.
She had a shotgun.
Oh, that one. Okay, in the tunnel.
A shotgun and a average sword probably would weigh the same amount. Also, if you can swing a sword hard enough to hurt somebody, you can hold the shotgun. It's not that big of a difference.
I think he was more referring to like he could tell the like weight distribution and stuff because they'd be completely different in the gun and the sword, wouldn't they? They might weigh the same,
it would be pretty similar.
You sure?
I think it would be similar.
Because I don't know. I'm sincerely asking you.
I mean, a shotgun is literally just a metal rod that goes up a whole thing.
But there would also be ammunition there. She wouldn't have it on her, I don't think. Where would she
I don't
put
know.
it?
I mean, you could put shotgun shells in like your pocket.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the obvious. Whatever.
Or you could also load it into the gun.
Then it would be in the gun, and the gun would be a lot heavier.
It wouldn't be that much heavier.
Okay, a little.
We are really doing this, huh?
Okay, anyways. No, okay, I have bigger physics problems with this show anyways.
Oh, no. We'll get to that. But anyway, I actually really like the scene where he confronted the woman with the shotgun that may or may not weigh as heavily as a sword. It literally lasts 10 seconds, but it really shows like his mastery and like it's animated really well. I love that scene. If this was a solo Yajiro anime, I would give it a much higher score than I will.
Just like, yeah, that would be a good story of just lone samurai in a world where guns exist.
Yeah, and they're not like boring like old guns that.
No, these are machine guns.
Day weapons.
These are
they're
shotguns.
AKs and Uzis and
some guy had a scorpion. Like these are real guns.
Yes.
So
he's just a dude with a big katana.
It'd be great if it was Yajiro. Okay, do you want to get into physics now?
Okay.
She bounced the bullet off her titty.
That's fine. Don't
you
worry
know what?
about it.
That's fine. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna start with something simple. So one of her like finishing moves that she does multiple times, right? Is she takes this weird spindle thing that like goes into the spindle. It's like a hammer for all 6 bullets and fires all 6 bullets at the same time. That would destroy the gun, if not your hand.
There are so many logical problems.
That doesn't work.
Thing.
Like there's times where no, that happened. Okay, I think I haven't noticed that.
They do that multiple times.
Yeah, but like 3 times. Like for a period, it's just she's doing normal, just really good shot stuff, and then you get the stuff where she's like stacking bullets on each other.
Stacking
that
bullets
doesn't work. You can't fire a second bullet with more velocity than the first bullet.
She stacks all 6 of them.
And that's how she beats Furon.
She shoots a bullet into the. She has one. Okay, there's a part where this guy has a machine gun, like a rotary chain gun.
Yeah.
And she only has 1 bullet left, and he fires like a array of bullets at her, and she shoots the first one, causing it its explosion to break the other one.
Oh, yeah!
That doesn't work! That's not how that works! You cancel out the momentum of the first one, the second one will come into it as if it hit nothing at all, and then the rest will just come after you.
Like, it's so dumb. Like, there's, like, it starts out, like, initially, like, it's like, oh, she's just a good shot, and then you just get into anime superpower shenanigans.
No, the thing is, there is no ramp up to it. It's just kind of in-universe, like, oh, she's a really good gunman. You gotta watch out for her really good techniques.
She just has aimbot. She
She
just has
does
aimbot.
bullshit. And then she just breaks physics.
Okay, I wrote down a note of this. If they did a game of this, it would be amazing.
Oh, it would be.
Because no, you could flippin' make like a light gun game where the intentional thing is not to shoot people's vitals. Like you have to find non-lethal solutions, like
shoot in the leg, shoot their gun.
But like find an environmental solution to it or something. Like that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But that is not this.
Now, I still have more physics
Oh,
problems.
go on.
I'll take a break from gun problems. So there's a part. She is fighting a guy underwater. You guys probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And so one of the side characters, Mikon, she has balloon, like her thing is balloons.
Okay.
So
Do we
she
wanna-
goes, she gives.
No. Okay, Max.
What?
Let's just do a balloon segment.
No, hold
She
on.
doesn't
Just
do a
no,
lot.
hold on. All right, we'll get to balloons after this. Her thing is balloons, so she goes underwater because a Grenadier or Rushana needs air because she can't breathe underwater, of course. So she has this helium tank for her helium balloons. She inhales the helium underwater, and then she breathes fine. You can't do that. You will die. You are inhaling something that's not oxygen. That's not how that works.
How long this works, man?
I kind of thought about it, and I was like, that's probably not right.
You will float upwards to the surface because the helium is more buoyant than water. Your lungs will expand as that happens, and you will have lung overexpansion, and you will fucking
And
die. It's not how that works.
I think she has extra lungs in her breasts.
I don't get it.
She has like bird lungs where she has
She's
9.
16.
Anyways,
She's 16.
yes, that's also another problem.
She's 16. What?
Oh, and also the other girl's 10. And they give her like a bunny outfit.
Okay, let's talk
like
about
a
the bunny
playgirl
outfit
bunny
specifically.
outfit.
Let's talk about the bunny outfit specifically. Okay, let's think of all the things that would be good at insulating you in a cold situation.
But it's a balloon, though. It's a
Not on
balloon
that
in the
list.
shape of a bunny suit.
Specifically not on that list that I just mentioned is balloon material.
That's just... What are balloons made of? Isn't that just basically plastic?
It's incredibly thin and presumably plastic.
Well, she apparently has diamond-coated balloon in the one where she makes a tire
Bulletproof.
that makes the bulletproof balloon that she uses nowhere else in the whole show.
The
Even
real
though that
question
sounds
is-
insanely useful.
The real question is why? How? How was it diamond coated?
I
was
don't
diamond
know.
dust.
Diamonds.
Do you
It
know
was
how
diamond
expensive
dust.
that would
Oh,
be?
It was diamond dust. You're right.
Still, that wouldn't really deflect a bullet at that point if it's dust, because it's dust.
But it's a lot of dust, though.
That's not how that
Also,
works.
shut up, it's an anime.
You don't
you
just
mix the
grind up
dust-
Kevlar and then put it on top of something and then it's bulletproof. You need a whole sheet of it that holds itself together.
It's a hard balloon.
Oh, wait, can we talk about how the professor dude with the robot is basically just a really racist portrayal of a Chinese guy? Because that's the vibe I got.
Okay.
I
The
didn't
very
get that
high-pitched
impression.
voice and pointy ears.
He just felt like a generic, cheap side character.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
he
he's-
is basically the same generic cheap side character from Kenichi, except not as good and not
From
as
what?
generic. It's a different show that I've watched with the same friend. It's
Oh,
Kenichi the
no.
Mightiest Disciple, which is much better, and I would recommend it over this one.
But yeah, I think in terms of the era in which this was made, that character is pretty typical. If you think it's
Yeah.
racist, the Japanese are kind of racist, guys.
True.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was thinking. Is like, oh yeah, the Japanese they fucking hate everybody who isn't Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I have. I
Oh
think,
yeah, wait. Can we talk about how King Furon has like a legitimately emotional moment, like life-changing moment for him, and his face is just right in Roshana's tits.
He
Oh
has,
yeah, no, I
okay.
have a.
Like he is bawling his eyes out, reconsidering his whole life, and he's just.
I have a
face
note
in
here
boob.
that just says, "It's okay now. Shove face into tits." That happens multiple times in the show, and also it's not okay. She's 16.
Do you guys want to get really into this right now?
Sure, why not?
This anime has political implication.
All right,
This anime has a political agenda.
I'll bite.
So basically, if you pay very close attention to the dialogue, which I know is hard because there's so much going on screen, it's so deep, so rich. There's boobs.
Boop.
So if you pay very close attention, there's the two rival factions. There's the people on the side of the real Tenchi and the people on the side of the bad Tenchi. The people on the side of the bad Tenchi are war, good, peace.
Wait a minute, this is sounding really familiar.
Money, good.
Hang on, are you
War? Economy?
saying that maybe
Well,
all
let me-
of this is two different interpretations of the same person's will?
Oh no!
It's Metal Gear Solid 4!
How did you do it?
You said war and money, and then I immediately think war economy.
You derailed even further than I did.
Well, somebody just played Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm gonna continue. So you have the people on the side of good Tenchi, real Tenchi, who, seriously consider the people considered to be the closest followers of the real Tenchi. There are two of them. There is Rishuna, and there is Toka. Toka decided that the best thing for the community, for the society in general, is a brothel. This will solve the wars, she thought. This is the thing that will make everything better. Rishuna is shoot them and then take their head and shove it into her chest.
I still
It
don't,
apparently works.
That's it. War.
I still don't
Gone.
understand how that's supposed to solve all war.
War.
Are you supposed to do that to
Solve.
literally everybody?
Okay, I actually found some serious scholarship on this that I'm going to quote.
Are you fucking-
So I'm gonna actually read this. This is a real thing I found on the internet. A very deep and emotional series, but unfortunately filmed with leftist Marxist propaganda.
What the fuck? Where did you find this?
So no, a very reputable source. Don't worry, I'll share it with you after this. You'll know. You'll realize.
4chan?
I didn't write this. I'm just letting you know. So I'll read some more of it because it's a little long. The whole thing of making your enemies lose their will to fight is another communist propaganda used thoroughly during the Soviet Union, the International Friendship Communism, or something like that. Just an excuse to rule other countries and to promote illegal immigration.
What the fuck is this shit? I mean, that is a real war tactic used by, like, a lot of different countries. I mean, Japan used that on America.
This guy is very specifically like, this is communist.
It's not.
Why are you looking that deep into this? Who put the time and effort into thinking about this?
Okay, I'm not gonna read
That
more of it.
degree.
That's the good bits. But,
Okay.
I actually do think this has some part of a political agenda because the whole side of, and I know you're immediately going to be like, oh, this is a flippin' snake eater thing. The whole side of bad Tenchi is very deterrence, very like Cold War, like we got to get bigger guns so they get scared of us.
I mean, that is the Cold War. I'm not gonna say that's snake eatery.
That's just literally how it is. It's just if
I'd
we
say
have
that's
the big
Peace
nuke,
Walkery.
they will fuck off.
Then I expect too little of you, Max. But
no, it's because it's not Snake Eater. It's Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But yeah, this anime, I feel like the author of the manga legitimately believes that if you just have available, advertised, attractive women and you just shoved them at an army, war would be solved.
Now, theoretically speaking, what would happen if you did that?
Bad things.
Probably a lot of really bad things.
Have you looked into rape counts?
Oh
during
god, yeah.
wartime?
That would be terrible.
Oh god. Very
But
bad.
because I need to continue this tangent even longer before you guys get to speak, here's a thing I wrote. I actually wrote this because I got really mad at this anime because it's really bad. It's simultaneously misogynist, implying that women should not fight and should rather use their bodies to placate those bloodthirsty men, and misandrist, implying that men can and should be treated like feuding simpletons who can be stopped by simple sexual appeal. It's downright misanthropic. It's terrible.
Yeah. All of what you have said is true.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
No, and I haven't even gotten to complain about the dude with the fucking stupid sound, like, music.
No. That was the last note I had on physics of this show.
I knew you were gonna get to that.
I was going to get to that.
We need to get this in.
I was completely zoned out by sound guy, so I didn't really pay attention.
Okay, so he works by creating sound waves, or, waves, frequencies, to attack people. Alright, sounds like a normal, cool idea for a bad guy.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, first thing he does, he uses his waves to stop bullets mid-air.
Bullshit.
If you could do that, which you could theoretically do, you would have created a wave. It would no longer be a sound wave at that point. It would be moving faster than the speed of sound. You would have created a sonic boom. You could have just killed the person you're fighting at that point.
And multiple people, for that matter.
A lot of shit. A sonic boom occurs when you detonate large explosives.
That is a nuclear bomb.
It's like... But not only that. No. The way that we fight this horrific monster of a bad guy, is she undoes her gun, gets the spindle out, puts some rope around it, spins it around to create destructive frequencies to counteract that wave. Theoretically possible if it wasn't a fucking sonic boom.
Could she have made another sonic boom
to counter the sonic boom?
What the fuck is this shit?
Which at that point, everyone in the area is basically just dead.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's ears are ringing or dead. I can't.
Jesus.
Okay, do we want to talk about Toka's lance? Air quotes, lance.
It's a staff.
It's a staff with an orb on the end that explodes if it touches anything, but it doesn't explode her. It explodes what she touches, which...
That's bordering on magic.
If you say it's magic, like, it makes a lot more sense.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's basically just...
If you say anything in the show is
else
magic.
that exists in this world.
So basically, the balloons are magic. The sound guy is magic.
It's magic.
Wait, are we gonna talk about Aizen and his fucking cloth?
Oh, we're gonna talk about Teppa.
I didn't even take notes on that because I don't even care. at this
Do you know
point.
what I wrote about Teppa?
What?
Okay, so you know the scene where it's like his backstory, and you like get to know how he was friends
And he's
with
like a
Kushina?
pervert.
Do you know what I wrote for my notes
What?
in there?
Yep, that's the mood.
I was like, man, this anime is so ahead of its time with its sexual assault. Really progressive flippin' Grenadier. And then, okay, no, it gets worse. Because at the end of that episode, flippin' Rashuna hugs the dude and goes, the world is a better place because of people who are weird like you. And it's like, no!
Not like him. There are
Put
good
him
weird people.
in jail.
There are good weird people out there. He is not one of them.
We are not. No.
No. Bad.
And then he comes back later, and they give him a slave.
A what?
You guys noticed that, right?
They give him a what?
No. He captures the one woman who was working with fake Tenchi, and he wraps her up with his adamantine cloth because we have diamond coated balloons and we have adamantine cloth. It's fine. And then they wink at him. They're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want with this war prisoner. It's like, huh. This is 2004 anime.
Maybe you think we're better off not going back to the past. Some things should be left behind.
When I wrote my review for this, I decided to do both Interstella and Grenadier because they're both really good examples of what was bad about that era and what was good about that era. Because Interstella is super creative, super interesting, like kind of out there. Not really that accessible for people who aren't familiar with it, but still, if you can get into it, it's a great time. Grenadier is... I don't know who they're marketing to. I don't know what they're doing. The production values are so bad.
Very bad. There are multiple episodes that start with like the final minute of the previous episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the animation is terrible. The music, oh my god. The music is laughable.
I don't even remember the music. That's how bad it was.
I actually found a YouTube playlist of the soundtrack, and I listened to some of it. Some of it's actually passable, like out of context. It's like,
was there some like really terrible recorder tracks?
But some of the synth tracks are terrible. Mitch and I were laughing at some of the like recorder harmonica synth.
I think that's that's all I remember. Is there some bad recorder shit in there?
There's one song that specifically plays in like the last scene that's just terrible. It's just so bad. Yeah.
So
we haven't even talked about Discount Anne from JoJo.
Which character was this?
Mikan, who does nothing almost
Mikan.
most of the show.
Yeah.
She just sort of joins the group, and she's just kind of there.
No, she gives her the helium that killed her. That should have killed her.
She gives her that cute bunny suit, too. That she pops.
I texted my friend when the bunny suit came up. I texted him a picture of that suit, a picture of her age on the wiki being 10, and then like an oh my god face. It's not, that's bad.
To quote the great Joseph Joestar, oh my god!
Yeah, that's bad.
This was a mistake.
Okay, I've talked so much. You guys talk.
I've exhausted myself talking about the physics, but that's all I wrote for notes on the physics of this show.
I don't think I have anything left to say. What is there to say?
I have two positives.
This deserves no further discussion.
I have two positives. I like the animation for the outro. I don't know, I liked it.
Did I watch the outro? Yeah, the outro was nice.
It
The
was
intro was
okay.
the OP was fine.
And I never really listened to the song, but I liked the animation for the outro. It's just kind of like a good aesthetic. Also,
You
I
can just
really
assume that
I enjoyed the final battle between
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Roshana
final battle is
other
actually
girl?
animated decently.
where they're
Oh,
like
it's animated
shooting each
fine.
other's
Compared-
bullets.
It looks nice compared to everything else.
Like they're shooting each other's bullets out of the air, reloading at the same time, stuff like that. I have no
Literally
complaints
mirror
on
match
that.
to
No
end
complaints
the
on that.
The show
fight.
ends on mirror match.
Like that's a
Okay,
really
but-
good mirrors match.
Let me just say, I know this is going to end something, but I'm going to ruin it. We literally went this entire time without mentioning the reloading.
I think somebody
I
mentioned
said
it.
she bounced the bullet off the titties, and then you were like, okay, moving on to more physics.
No, because I
shenanigans.
was very pissed off about the rest of the physics shit. The other physics shit in this show forgives that. Like it's that bad.
No, I'm fine with the reloading. It's stylistic. It's
I
kinda
think
goofy.
it's a ridiculous cool thing, but the problem is the character 16, so, you know, makes me feel weird for watching it.
Okay, so idea. Take out Rashuna. Take out Mikon. It becomes a decent anime.
Wait, I have a better idea. Watch Trigun.
Watch anything else. I will say I actually do like the small bits that are focused on Yajiro. Like not even his character, like his story. Like I really liked Fuka, his pal from
Yeah,
the
that
art,
was-
like the
that was
army.
Yeah.
good. He has to watch his one of his closest friends literally fall to her death in the same cavern twice.
Yeah, it's really tragic.
Yeah.
He like has to choose. Yeah, I don't know. They wrote that a lot better than the rest of it.
I'd say hidden in this show somewhere, there might be a good show. You just have to
And-
really
Yajiro,
look for
I
it.
I think it's Yajiro. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
don't make him like a senseless pervert. They make him specifically the opposite. Like he sticks to his morals a lot. He's really a really good swordsman, even how little they use him. He
Yeah.
has like PTSD. He like dreams about Fuka's death, and it's like, oh my god, that's kind of deep.
Yeah.
I like how the main character group doesn't really trust each other. Like Mikon really doesn't trust Yajiro. Like, would you trust this random flippin' mercenary that's just walking around with you?
Yeah.
would you trust this 10-year-old child with balloons who is somehow in your party?
I wouldn't, because if I'm swimming and I need air, she'll give me the hydrogen, or not hydrogen, but the
kill you.
helium.
I think
Without
hydrogen
telling
would
me.
also kill you.
Hydrogen would also kill you.
Hydrogen would also kill you, but helium would also kill you. It. On top of the lung expansion, the fact that you're breathing something that's not air would suffocate you. It's like a combination of awfulness in this scene. Ugh.
And
This
then
is
instead they play it off for the haha, her voice got high because of the helium joke.
And that confirmed the fact that it was helium, in which case I was very like, no.
Doesn't work like that.
I have one more thing. When they're doing the final showdown thing, when they first start them, and they're in the very obviously curved towers, they aim at each other, and they're face to face.
I noticed that too. I thought at the beginning of that.
It's like curved, and then it just goes to the next shot, and it's just a straight line hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, so for at the beginning of that scene, I thought, like, they were gonna do a really cool fight scene where they were in a curved room trying to shoot around, like, the corner, or not corner, around the curve. But no,
Right.
yeah, then it's
You
just
want
it's
the
straighten out.
fucking bullet like curve shit.
No, not bullet curve, but just, like, the idea that you can't go
You
around
don't
a
have a straight
corner.
shot.
Yeah,
You
like,
kind of have natural cover. It'd be
yeah.
cool.
It's like, yeah, that would be a cool fight scene. Something like out of Snowpiercer or something.
Gotta watch
Weird
that.
connection there. But yeah, and then they just made it a straight hallway out of nowhere, and then it was curved again. I think that
It was curved
weird.
in all the like landscape shots.
Yeah, it's
Whenever they zoomed out, it was curved.
a weird segment. Just make a square building if you didn't want to make it curved.
Well, it has to be feudal Japan with
There was still
submachine guns.
there's still square buildings in feudal Japan in some places.
Yeah, that's true.
How is it feudal
Anyways,
Japan? She's a blonde woman with a cowboy hat.
They do explain in the manga that she's foreign.
okay.
Oh yeah, there's like 3 lines of what happens in the manga that they don't get to in the anime.
Oh man, what great plot details are we missing out on?
Rashuna and Yajiro get married.
I actually didn't see that coming.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
That's
What
it.
did he do?
From what I understand, this is actually like a legit adaptation. Like a full adaptation.
They did a bad job.
It is. I think the original manga is probably not much better.
That's what I mean. They made it worse.
They made it worse.
You took the bad thing and you kept it bad and went farther.
Well then.
Okay,
Is it score time?
let's move away from Grenadier for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Max, I almost want to be mad at you, but I understand you also suffered with us.
I will say, I have fun yelling about how wrong physics and shit are. Like, don't even get me started on Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, yeah, I'll just say, recording this was a lot more fun than watching the entire anime.
Absolutely. Oh my god, yes. Agreed.
So, like, I wouldn't even recommend this ironically. I wouldn't even say, like, oh, Grenadier is fun and stupid. It's like I would recommend Rosario to Vampire, the dub. It's terrible. It's hilarious. But Grenadier is just bad.
I'd say...
It's just
Like, I'd recommend, like, watch Junie Tyson if you're a group with friends and you can joke about it.
Junie Tyson is fun and, like, it has good, like, decent animation. The story's bad.
But we
Story's
had
awful.
fun when we watched it. This
Yeah,
is
it
just
was-
suffering.
This is just suffering.
This is hell.
I will say it was an easy watch. Like-
Yeah, I got through it pretty quickly.
Like, I
And
sat
I
through
did
2
not,
episodes.
because I was very bored.
I don't know what it was. I got through like 2 episodes in one night, and I was like, all right, I'm done. And then the next day, I watched the rest of the show in one sitting. I don't know what that was about, but I'd say it's easy to watch. That's best I can say for that.
Yeah, I agree, but I
Score time.
still would not
Scores.
recommend this. Yeah, score time.
It just wants
I'll
over.
start. 2.5 out of 10. It's bad.
Mitch?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go just straight 2.
Wow, you guys hated it more. I'm gonna say 4. Just because I love yelling about this fucking bad physics.
I had very little fun actually watching it. Like, there were a couple
I
scenes
did
that I
not
laughed
know.
at, but it's just.
Yeah.
It
I'd
makes me
say-
want to die after.
There is no reason that you need to watch this show. There is
No.
other bad shows to watch, and there are good shows to watch. So,
This is squarely in the avoid category.
Yeah. Don't bother.
Okay,
Don't even
showdown
give
time?
it the time of
I'm
day.
sorry, Jared. I'm gonna keep last names out of this, though. Anyways,
Alright,
Showdown, yeah. I
Showdown.
guess movie first,
Max,
right?
do a
I got the
movie,
movie?
I pick an animu.
Alright, this movie I've been meaning to watch for quite some time. It is co-written. It was written alongside my favorite book that I've ever read. It is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Stanley Kubrick
Oh.
and Arthur
Oh,
C.
shit.
Ever
Clarke.
watching this?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
I wrote a
As-
paper about this book, so I mean, as far as I'm aware, the movie is a direct, like these were written like alongside each other, and follow the same plot line. So,
Wait, have none of you seen the movie?
I've never seen the
No.
movie. No.
Oh, I'm the only one then.
Well, you're
Well,
gonna watch
this
it
will
again.
be a rewatch for you,
Oh,
I guess. Okay. My
Well, it's-
turn.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this one for a while, and I think I probably brought it up to you. But ever since Max did want this series back in episode 2, I've been having this on the back burner. We're doing Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS team.
Alright.
It's on Hulu, so that's where it is, but if I don't have a Hulu, so I guess I'll have to get a Hulu.
Sounds good.
Basically, it's just, remember how you liked the ground warfare stuff in Thunderbolt? This is all the ground warfare.
Okay.
All ground war. And there's also, I think, like a love story in there somewhere.
So that sounds fun. How many episodes is it?
It's 12, I believe.
Connor's like, I don't want to watch.
I'm not excited.
Well, yeah, but that's you.
Why do you guys gotta pick the sci-fi?
Okay, ever since we watched Madoka, I've been wanting to do 2001. Actually, no, I've been wanting to do 2001: A Space Odyssey for quite some time. I haven't watched it, and it's one of those movies I've really wanted to watch for a while, so screw you, I'm doing it now.
I feel like I can't say anything because we're gonna discuss it in a week, but like,
just
be glad I didn't pick Waterworld.
Waterworld. Okay, but I haven't seen Waterworld before.
We're gonna do Waterworld eventually, probably.
We will eventually do Waterworld, but not yet.
Waterworld will happen.
Anyways, that's it for the podcast this week. I guess goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.